Okay guys, so welcome back to another one of my videos. Again, it's a laptop related one. So this again is some of my 50 or 60 laptops that I've been working on there for the last while, and getting near the end of it now. Laptop mountain is nearly gone, thank God. So we've only got a few left, and by the time you probably see this, I'll have them all done completely. So it's just I try and do videos a couple of weeks ahead, so this will be maybe from 3 weeks time from when I'm doing it now. You'll get to see this. It's just when I have a bit of time, I'll do a few videos together. So on this one, again, it's the laptops from the 50, and the reason I picked out this laptop, it's a Philips laptop. I've never come across a Philips laptop in my life, and for whatever length of time I've been scrapping. So I decided to scrap that one, and I also decided to scrap this Dell, which looked a fairly old chunky one. You see these type connections on it. It's usually an old one, so hopefully there'll be a bit better board in it than normally. So before I move on, just hit the like button, guys. Just waiting for you there. Hit it. That's better. Good on you. Now hit that subscribe button that you haven't subscribed to yet. So again, come on, we're waiting for you. There you go, perfect. So what I'm going to do now that you've subscribed and you've hit the like button is I'm going to take out all these screws. I'm not going to make you sit through it all and watch me do it, because that wouldn't be fair. It's only me that has to suffer that pain. So I'm going to remove all the screws from both laptops so that we're ready to take off the covers, and we'll try and get straight into it, and we'll see what the boards are like. And at the end, if you've seen the video, last week's video, I think last week's one was the Apple iMac or iBook that I took apart. We'll compare the boards with that, and we'll see, because I didn't finish that video up. I wanted to compare the board and see what you thought of it or whatever. Is it better than a normal laptop board? So we'll see, is it better than the Philips or better than the old Dells, which have the best for gold recovery. So I'll pause it there, and we'll be straight back, and all the screws will be out, and you won't have to go through all this pain. Okay guys, so I've removed all the screws from the Philips and the Dell, I think. So which one do you want me to do first? Dell, Philips. Which one do you look at? Dell, Philips. Come on, shout it out. Come on, I can't hear you. Shout it out. Which one? Dell, Philips. Come on, shout it. Guys, if you're shouting now, there's something wrong with you. I can't hear you. So I'm going to go with the Philips one. So first things first, we're going to look at the back here. So take off any of these covers that... Oh, don't tell me I missed a screw. I'm only telling you, everyone had all the screws out. It is out, just loose. Hasn't come out, that's all. Get a little flathead to get in under somewhere. In under here. Okay, so just a bit of plastic. Let me see if there's anywhere else, any other covers popping up. No, so we've no RAM. We have a little... Which way does this come out? We'll pull the pins out first. And do we have any little screws on it? Don't, so it must just clip out. There we go, so little Wi-Fi card with some gold fingers on it, so not too bad. I can see the gold color BGA, and I can see the RAM here actually. Sorry, there is RAM in this. I thought it was gone out, but it's not. So we've got a few sticks of RAM. Let's see how much RAM they had put into this. So these were, focus. I don't see any speed on that. What about this one? Nothing on there. Same thing. DDR2 RAM, but it doesn't. 1 gig. Does that say 1 gig by 16? That's strange. I don't think it'll be 16 gig somehow for this old laptop. Maybe it's 1 gig with 16. Yeah, there's 16 of the little chips, but I doubt they're 1 gig speeds. But that's them. So we got them out. I'll take out them screws in a minute. We don't need to sit through all that. It's not looking too bad of a board from what I can see there. We'll just open this again, and we'll go to the front and see, can we take off this cover. Have I sufficiently removed enough screws? Okay, we're into the main board. So I'm sure there's some screws hidden, there always is. In under here where the main board is, so we'll just take off any screws we see off the board. To try and let us get this board out. Not a bad looking board for a Philips board. Well, not that I know what Philips boards look like, because it's my first one ever getting it. So just having a look around the board there. A lot of connections on it, still connected up to a lot of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll move on to the next one, the Dell, and we'll come back then, because I'm going to need to take out all the screws, I presume, once I take the covers off. So it'll save having to look through all the screws coming off. We'll come back to that board. So right, so I'd loosen this out so hopefully it comes off, or maybe not. There's obviously a screw left somewhere or something catching it. Anyhow, this should let me take off the cover. And of course I missed a screw. Probably under this cover here. Yeah, up in this corner. So we just missed one screw. This is why I hate laptops, and why most scrappers hate laptops. A lot of work for the bit that's in them. So I'm going to have to pause again, guys, and have a look and see where that hidden screw is, so we won't have to be looking at 10 minutes of me messing around. Okay, so I think I've removed all the screws this time. If not, it's going to be brute force for the rest of it. So let me take off the heat sinks off the. So again, some copper aluminium for pop scrap. Little fan. I don't do anything with them. I don't know, will he use them or not? If he does, he's more than welcome to it. We've got a CPU. So let's have a look at it. So so it's just a basic Intel. Again, gold pins here, so you can see them there. So put that with the other few bits that come out of it. Do we have? Oh Lord, there's two screws I missed. The bane of my life, these screws. Okay, so that seems to be a hard drive. If we can get him out, I think we can. He should just pop out here. So we've got a hard drive, Fujitsu, and I'll just have a look and see, can I see what? 100 gigs, so it's not too bad for the laptop. There was a 100 gig hard drive, so again that'll be stripped out and broken down into smaller components eventually. We've got the DVD drive or CD-ROM drive, so again same thing, I'll break that down into smaller components. Now let's see, can we get this board out? Where is it stuck? So I think I took all the screws, but I'm sure I'll probably miss something. Let's just remove the cables first actually, because that way then we might be able to get it out a bit easier. So it's time to resort to the brute force. I can't see any screws left, so I don't know what's holding it. Okay, it's caught here on something. I do not see any screws, so I'm just going to keep going till there we go. It was tape, just some tape stuck here with them little knock nuttings or little connectors, so they're the issue, and they're round and not normal, which is not normally round, so you usually can get a grip of them. So this is the downside of scrapping, guys. I'll just twist them there till it breaks. They'll eventually break off. There we go. So you can see there's these little round, which actually had a flathead slot in them. So I would have never seen them in a million years, but they could be the little bit that, if you're having a bad day, they could be the one that sends you over the edge and you just grab the laptop and smash it off the wall. Has happened and will happen many more times, I'm sure. My patience does wear thin with laptops. So, okay, that's it off. Okay, so we'll get a right look at the board. So we've got a little card here, sort of a little bit of gold on it, so not, at least it's something. Gold corner BGA, large IC chip, a lot of IC chips around it as well. IC chips up here, more IC chips, little tantalums. Okay, that's on that side. Other side of the board, again, we have more IC chips or RAM chips as such. Don't know what that is. It's in under the battery or covering the battery. It's just probably a shield, plastic shield or something. The little backup battery that keeps times and stuff like that and dates. So when there's no power in the laptop and the main battery is dead, that will keep the essential information. That's it really. Get our gold pins in here. Okay, so not a great board. I don't know who made it for them. You don't really see a maker on it anywhere. So that's out of there. So we'll get back to the Dell one. So on the Dell one, again, first thing off is the heat shield over the CPU. Let's have a look at this CPU and see what they have. So again, similar CPU by the looks of it. Very low grade, nothing major. A couple of sticks of RAM. Well, one stick of RAM. 128 megabyte, my god. Remember them days. Struggling. A little card. So again, we've got a gold colored BGA, small gold colored BGA on that card. And possibly a few MLCCs under here, yeah, MLCCs. Okay, not too bad, not too good either. Another hard drive by the looks of it. Oh no, CD-ROM. I was hoping to be a hard drive, but it's not. But I think there might be a hard drive in here. Is there? Looks like there might be. Let's get a look. No, empty. Darn it. Thought I got another hard drive, but I don't. Let's have a look here. Okay, so that was just a CD-ROM or floppy, not even a CD-ROM. What am I on about? Floppy. Long time since I've taken one of them apart. One screw left down here. Okay, just take that off. So we got a look at the board. Again, we have some screws hidden under that, which is always annoying. There's layer upon layer upon layer of screws in laptops. And there's one up here under the fan. Okay, another one underneath where the hard drive would have been. Is that it? Seems to be it. Got something here, a screw up here, but every little screw holds them in. And you know what I'm going to need to do? Probably need to remove these as well. So I'm going to pause it, remove these, and then we should be back. Okay, so we've got the board out, and there's a lot of protective covers over it. Little sort of bits of whatever they want to call it. It's protecting the board from probably shocks or something. Oh my god, another screw. I don't know why they put so many screws on. Why can't they? Well, probably nowadays there's a lot less screws in them, but the components will be probably less value. So the older they are, the better the MLCC stuff like that will be. So again, it's just a little card. We'll just rip this off and see if there's anything underneath it. My C chip, and on the other side was the actual card holder thing. So again, we just remove these 4 screws and take that off. This is where I break down the boards into the smallest components I possibly can. So it just makes it easier to process, easier to store. The less stuff you've on the boards, the more stuff I can get off the boards, the better the value for me out of a board. Takes a bit longer, but passes a bit of time on my days off work, or if I've nothing for doing in an evening, there's nothing on, or I have a quiet evening, I'll just take a few boards apart and break them down into the smallest components. So like so this, if I can get them to come off. Okay, so he's off, and in under here will be some gold pins. So again, that'll be put aside and broken down further. So let's have a look at this board. So we have a large gold corner BGA. We have our gold pins where the RAM would have gone in. Again, we have another cover here, but there's nothing under it, so I'm not going to bother removing it. Some MLCCs, nothing major, a few IC chips. And on the far side, we have another gold corner BGA, not as big as the last one. So IC chips, some nice MLCCs over here, nice chunky ones. Some more down here. Tantalums. I think that's a tantalum of sorts. I'm not sure now because it doesn't have the plus on it, does it? So let me know, guys, is that a tantalum? I know they are, with the pluses on them. But are they? Let me know in the comments. Again, where the RAM went, we have the gold fingers in under there, and they'd usually be fully plated on the older ones. So that's it. So tell me, which board do you think was the best, guys? That board, which has, I like the two gold corners, and that's quite a large one. The Philips board. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Philips, Dell. What do you think? Which is the better board? And then compare that to last week's board, which was the one from the Apple. So there again, as I said, I like the chunky MLCCs. Quite a large thing on that one as well, compared to what there normally would be. If I can see, is this one kind of normal? You can see there the size difference. Okay, so let me know in the comments, guys, which board do you think was the best out of them 3. So put Dell, Apple or Philips, and I'll let you know what my next live after this video, I'll let you know which one I thought was the best. So we'll see, can we all agree? So that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave which one you thought was the best in the comments. So until next one guys, keep on looking for that gold, hit the thumbs up on the way out, and catch you on the next one.